Hey everybody! Happy Thursday and welcome to Buzz In with Barb Live. It is nice to be here this evening. As you're jumping in, please let me know that you're here. I would love to see that you are joining me this evening. It always takes a minute for everybody to jump in. It does look like I'm live. I'm looking at my, yeah. Hi Sue, hello. Let me see. There we go. I see comments coming in. Fabulous. All right. Good deal. Okay, I can see that is happening. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. So how is everybody doing this new week that we're starting on Sunday here? Hi Nancy. Hello. We have a few things happening this week. Hi, Taryn. So Bill has been having, health issues in that, and he did a stress test, and the stress test showed, Bill's my husband, if you're just watching me for the first time, he is having a heart catheterization tomorrow. So we are praying that they can do something for him. He did have a quadruple bypass in 2013. So, diabetes over the years has taken a toll on him, and this is where we are. So, thanks for being here. It looks like I have a few people that have jumped on. I appreciate you being here with me. I have 4 projects for you. I have my sneak peek of the cards for this month's blessing box, and I have our swaps from our team meeting. We have a team meeting every month, and we do it by Zoom, and we do it in person. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. I hope everything goes well tomorrow too, guys. Hi, Diana. Team meeting, we had our swap, and I will show you those first, and then we'll get started on the cards. We always do projects every month with our team meeting, and with those, I had an extra set available because someone couldn't show up in person, and so I thought, you know what, I think this is a great time. I'm going to show all 4 of these cards, and it give you some little tips and tricks that you might have forgotten how to use or do or whatever. But yeah, that's what we have. So thank you if you're just joining me. I appreciate you being here. Please remember that if you want to come back and review the video, it does disappear on Facebook in 30 days. They delete it off the page. So make sure that you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can go back and watch the videos and recreate some of the projects. Hi, Margaret. You got severe weather coming your way. I think that we're supposed to have some bad weather too. It got really warm this afternoon here in Michigan, but we had terrible winds last night. I was worried our shingles might blow off the roof. I didn't look today, so I don't know, but hopefully I didn't see any in the yard or anywhere. So, all right, I have a few of you on here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn down the camera and share with you some of our swaps, and also share the cards I have for you. All right, let's turn down to the project here. First thing I want to do, I want to show you guys this. My grandson got this little this mouse for me for Christmas, and it has bees on it. He thought of me. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? Yeah. So yeah, Camden got me that at Christmas, and I just started using it, and I just thought I would share that with you guys. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way, so if I need to do anything, I'll have it right over here. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you our swaps. So let me get what I need here. I'm just going to slide this over, and that's our things that we're going to need. All right, so we have a swap every month, And in our swap, hi Bobby, we do one card, however many swap, we do that many, and then everybody gets each person's idea, which I've shared swaps with you before. This month we had to create a spring or Easter card using an embossing folder, and we had to use an embossing folder. So lots of things going on here. So our first card, this is Taryn. I think she's on here. This was her card. Let me see here. I'm going to set these over here. No, yeah. So that is Taryn. Isn't that pretty? With the gold sequins, they glue on so nicely. And we have the cutest crew. Isn't that stamp set? I think it's out of stock right now. I'm not positive, but I think I remember seeing that. This is from Sue Reed, but yes, super cute. And next we have Nancy's card. Nancy's on here, and that is her card. And these all have an embossing folder used on them. All right, this one is this is from Sue Addie. Oh, and it goes like this. Okay, it opens this way. But she did birthday. I guess this looks like spring. But anyway, there you go. And this has she embossed the designer paper. I don't know if you can tell very easily. I don't think, it's pretty light, but she embossed the designer paper that she had put on here. Now, and this, let's see, I'll share mine as the last one. This one is from Donna Godsey, and it's this super cute little ladybug folder. And I think, Nancy, I think that's so cute. He thought about getting me that little bee mouse for Christmas. But this, I think this is the cutest stamp set. And this one, like I said, this is from Donna. And then next we have, this is from Maria. And this is that cute little Easter basket set. And she used the daisy folder. So cute. There you can see the daisy folder. I like that folder a lot. And next we have, this is from Linda. She used that stone and vine. I did not get this folder. Have you guys gotten this folder? It's called Stone and Vine. I'd be curious to know how many of you got that folder. I did not get that one. And then last, this is my swap. And can you guys tell me what designer paper I used for these cards? Can you see it? I used the new, I don't know what the folder is, it's behind me, but I didn't have enough of this one design, so I used the two different designs. I used Happy Spring, and in this card, let me see what the name of this card is. Or the stamp set. Who knows what designer paper I used for this card? As I'm grabbing this stamp set to see the name, to look at the name, what is it? Oh, okay, I know what it is. It's called Choose Happy. That's the stamp set I used to say Happy Spring. There's an Easter in there too. You can do the Easter also. But yeah, so here is the water can. And here is the one with the wreath. Anyway, that was my swap. I'm waiting to see if anybody can tell me what designer paper I used. I'll come up a little bit closer. It gets a little out of focus when I do that. Okay. I'm just curious if anybody knows which one it is. All right, I'm going to put these out of the way. I'm watching. Okay, so we are going going to use a stamp set out of the annual catalog. And by the way, if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you are watching this, we can see the new catalog tomorrow. I don't know what time though. We excuse me. We can see it tomorrow digitally. Now, the folks that got to go to on stage, they already have their catalog. So anyway, yeah, I'm curious to know how soon I'll be able to get mine. We are going to use a stamp set that is on page 100 in the annual catalog. And this stamp set is actually, let me move this out of the way. It was one, if you, hi Maria. It's too small for me to see. Well, it might be too small altogether, but anyway, I'd be curious if anybody can tell me if they know what paper I used. So on page 98 of the annual catalog, you'll see it says returning faves, stamps and tools. And these are, I don't know how the new catalog's laid out. I haven't seen the new catalog yet. However, I do know that it will be this way, like this. It's not going to be this way like the minis, okay? I do know that. Okay, now, the stamp set I'm using is on page 100, and it's called Loveliest Tree. Now, you can't purchase it with a discount of 10% in a bundle once it moves to the new catalog. So, it's $20 for the stamp set, $20 for the dies. That's what is currently the cost. So, this has some great sentiments, and it makes some great masculine cards. That's what we're using tonight is Loveliest Tree. I'm trying to get it where it doesn't have the light glare. Now, what I want to tell you, what was I going to tell you? I hate when that happens. Blah. Goodness, I don't know what I was going to tell you. I don't know what I was going to tell you. I hate that. Anyway, do you guys do that? Loveliest Tree. Good for creating some masculine cards. So we do have some masculine cards that we're going to create here. And the first one is going to use Secret C blender pen, and I've got 3 different stamp sets here that we're going to use. I feel like this light is very glary. See if I can see if it's too much shadow that way. Okay. All right. Well, that's what we're gonna go with. Okay. So now this card. Oh, I know what I was gonna tell you. It's the paper that I use. It's called Mixed Patterns. It is an online exclusive, and it has all different. Let me see if I have it right here. I think I put it away. Hold on. Let me grab it. I want to show you the designer paper. If I can. There it is. Okay, here we go. I will be right back. I'm here. I'm just grabbing the paper so I can share. It's called Mixed Up Patterns 12 by 12, and it is a designer paper that you might not realize that you can use for so many different things. So let me see if I can pull this out a little bit. And you've got all these different patterns, okay? So here, you've got some more yellow and blues, grays, pinks, or like melon mambo there, old olive, bubble bath. Anyway, you've got all these different designs. All right, so it's nice because it doesn't specifically go with any one stamp set or suite. It's just a great designer paper that can go with so many things. All right, now here we go. First card is pull out all these pieces. You have 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. That's our card base. Then we have a couple different things going on here. I have Secret C, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I have some designer paper here that is 3 by 5.5. This is the gray. All right. Kind of blue. Actually, it's the secret. It looks like, you know, it's blues, but it almost kind of looks like gray. Then I have another designer paper here, and this piece is 2.5, excuse me, 2.5 by 4. I have 2 pieces of white, basic white, 2.25 by 3 3/4, and then for our sentiment, which is 1 inch by 1 3/4. This is a really easy card, but I do have a nice tip for you I want to share on how to do some, you know, a little more texture in your, what do I want to say, in your stamping. All right, I'm just going to take the ink pad and ink up my tree in Secret C. And this card is what we call monochromatic because it's all the same tones. Okay, so I have the Secret C all inked up on my tree, and we're going to stamp that on this little piece right here. So I'm going to kind of come down towards the bottom, just like that. Now, one of the things that you can do when you ink up, this detail is so beautiful. I don't know if you can see how detailed that is, but if you use your blender pen, okay, and you just start coloring right away, look, you can see how this colors so nicely with dark, using the blender pen. I'm going in and I'm just the branches of this stamp, I'm going to come right up into the tree where you can see the branches, and it just makes a whole difference when you look at this tree. Okay, but that's what we got going on. So blender pens are a great tool to do some coloring and just kind of fill in. So there's that. Let me see. See how it just colors that in, and all I did was stamped it with Secret C, my tree. All right, next we are going to stamp our sentiment, and we'll put this over here. So again, I'm just inking this in my Secret C ink pad. This is Sympathy. Let's see here. And let's stamp it right there. And that's crooked, so we're going to turn it over. What is going on here? It's to the up a little bit. Okay, one more time. I think it's because I don't have my head right. Well, that's a little better, but not perfect. Oh well, it's a handmade card, right? And then last but not least, we're going to take these leaves and let's stamp a few leaves inside the card. Hello everybody, thanks for being here. I see a few of you just jumping on. I'm going to just stamp there. I think I will stamp again, just light. Let me get my little paper here and ink up once again. I think I'm going to stamp like that. Stamp it, and I'm just going to add a little extra leaves going up the side here. Just like that. Just adding a little interest on the inside. Okay. All right. That's all the stamping, and that is super easy card, but it gives you a fun technique using the blender pens with your stamping. Okay, let's clean this up. We're going to use this tree again on another card in just a moment. So let's make sure that's cleaned up. Hey, here's another tip for you. How many of you, where is it? How many of you have the spritzers? Okay. I have taken a spritzer. I put a W with my, Sharpie marker on here because this is just water. And if you're like me, you'll be stamping and this gets setting and it starts getting dry and hard around the edges. Well, if I keep this little guy with water next to me, you can take this and refresh to clean your stamps with your spritzer. So that's what you can do with the spritzers. Have one on hand, you guys. It's awesome. It saved me a few times when this was pretty dry and I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to clean this? But it works. So, okay, let's put our card together. And that for that. Okay. Secrecy is going to go on first. We're going to layer that on the front of our card. Okay. Make sure I'm right side up. Okay, there we go. And because this is, I didn't want a lot of the white showing, so that's why I did the 8ths when I cut this. Okay, so front. The next we are going to go with our strip here. This is a great layout to just use anytime. I'm going to actually just go right in the middle here and put this in the middle just like that. Okay. Next we're going to go with putting our tree onto the designer paper. Now I don't have anything popped up on this card, but you could if you wanted to. That's going to go on this piece of designer paper, and then that will go right here. This is a really easy card, but it is a very nice sympathy. If you have a guy that's lost somebody. Now there should be another piece in here. There it is. Did I count? I don't know if I measured this little piece. I think it was still in the envelope. This is 1 1/4 by 2. This designer piece. That one's too crooked. Okay, that's the one I want. So here is where I need my adhesive. Yeah, that one was not stamped very straight on that other side. Okay, and that's going to go here. And last but not least, just like that. Now, you could add gems. There are gems that you can add to this. Hello, Sue. Welcome. Hi, Maria. I think I saw you come on here, Maria. So, yeah, you could add, gems or whatever on here. But I think for a masculine card, I just think that's super easy. And there's card number 1. Okay. Of course, we have an envelope, and we could come in here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this leaf again. We're going to stamp, where did I put it? Okay, here we go. Let's put some leaves on the envelope. All right. We're just, because I didn't, now you could take designer paper if you wanted to, and do that. I think I'll just stamp these leaves because they're really nice. They're detailed leaves. I'm going to do this, I'm trying to decide here, and do that. Super easy, but it does make a wow on your card when somebody gets it. And there's something on the front or the back, whichever. But yeah, now we have a little added interest on our envelope. Or you could put, thank you guys, you could also put designer paper on your envelope. I I think that, I mean, I've been doing that, and it really, I think it makes such a difference. Oh my gosh, such a difference. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go on to card number 2. Card number 2, there's a little die cutting on this one, and I'm going to pull this in, and this is using, we have the red and the blue. It's in the main catalog, and my main catalog's down here. Let me show you where I picked this out of, I think. So it's in the annual catalog, if I can find it, and I think I must have passed it way back here. I don't know. Come on, where are you? I wasn't thinking I should have this noted on here, but we'll find it. No, we won't. Anyway, it is the red and blue envelope cards and card bases. I thought it was right in the front here. I don't know why I can't find it. We're gonna try like this. Not there. You guys know from there they are, page 25. Okay, I am using, oh goodness, that was a crash. If I can bring this up here, it's not there. Right here, page 25. Texture stripes mix and match cards and envelope. They're red, and there's Misty Moonlight and Real Red in these. This little, it's 10 cards and envelopes for $10. Nowadays, that's a great deal, you guys. With the envelope. And what I've done, I've already pre-cut this because now these are a little bit bigger also, so they're bigger than the regular size. Okay, but look, you've got a matching envelope now, and you have a card base. What I did is I actually cut a card in half, and I cut it down to 5.5. And so let me do this so you can see. Oh, I just lost one of my leaves. Hang on. I lost a leaf, and I'm going to pick up my glue that fell down here when all the stuff went crashing. Oh my gosh, okay, yes, let's do this here. All the things. So here is where I cut this. Okay, it goes like this, and then I took the dies from branching out, and you can see I laid these down at the same time, like this, and I cut out the two images, these two images, okay? And the portion that I cut off the full card front, I'm saving to put on the inside. And like I said, this is 5.5, so it's going to cover my full card base. Let me get this here. So I have a basic white 8.5 by 5.5. This is going to get glued down just like that. Okay, so let me pull this in so I'm not getting glue all over everything. Yeah, I've already done all the die cutting just so I didn't take up the time to do all of that. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on. This is going to go down flat. Oh wait, does it go down flat? Yes. Almost messed up my stuff. All right, this is going to go down flat. I did cut this off to the side, not even purposefully, so that I can fit on my sentiment die. So let's get this on here, just like that. And again, this is 5.5, so it's going to cover the full front, card front. Okay, now this piece we're going to pop up, and there we go. And we are going to use an adhesive. I don't know how many of you use this adhesive. It's the foam adhesive strips. I'd be curious to know how many of you do this. Hi, Lori. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Um, so this is great when you are creating this type of a look, or you want to make a shaker card. That would be another great way to use these foam adhesive strips. So I'm just going to pull this out. They are very user friendly, I will tell you that. So so here's a strip that's already partial used, so I'm just going to pull that off. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that down right here, just like that. And then you can cut it, or you can just hold on to it and pinch it, and it cuts really easily. And look, this fits right here so nicely, just like that. And then let me grab about half of a strip again, and we've got one going here, and we'll just pinch that off, and then I'm just going to put this here. So this is going to lift on this page. Okay. All right. So pulled, and it's just like dimensionals. They're just in nice strips. I think the best way it is to use this is actually with if you're making shaker cards. I think it's pretty awesome. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm just going to place this right where I cut it out. Okay, and let me see if I can shift it a tad, just like that. All right, so there's what we have, giving us that dimension. And then this piece is going to go down flat. And that just fits right inside there. Okay. Just like that. Just gives you that nice dimension. And then what I've done is these are some dies. I guess I should have showed you the dies, but these are two of the dies that are in the Loveliest Tree stamp set. Well, the dies in the stamp set are separate now, but Nancy says she does use the foam strips. But you have a die that will cut out the tree, the leaf that I stamped on the other card, and then here a tree and leaves, like tree leaves. And then 3 separate little detailed leaves. So we're using these 3 and these 2 on this project. Now, these are also flat. And, the tree is flat, okay? The tree branches, those are flat. So let me just get a little adhesive on here. And you could use your glue, you could, these adhesive sheets, they're pretty nice for this detail stuff, but I'm going to be putting this on top. So what I'm going to do is take this, and this tree stuff is going to go right on the top. However, I want some of the tree branch to come through. So I'm going to pull some of the branches through these little holes that are, I don't know, can you see that? I pulled it through some of these holes so that it just looks more realistic, I guess, instead of tree branches all behind. All right, let's bring that one up in here. All I'm doing is trying to get these branches to pop through the holes. Okay, let me see. Tedious, but I think it looks good, so that's what I'm doing. If I can get a hold of it. What I should have done, silly me, is I should have done this before I put the adhesive on there, on the back of this tree, because it's getting sticky all over my fingers. You learn these things as you make mistakes, right? Okay, there we go. All right, so there is the tree. Okay, now I have adhesive on the back of there, but I'm gonna take a couple little mini glue, mini dimensionals, just going to take a couple of those, and I'm going to try to put them in spaces where it's has a little bit of so they won't show. I guess that's the bottom line. That's all. All right, I'm just going to do that. It could just go flat if you want it to, but we're going to take this, and this is going to go right here in the center. And yes, this is going to be flat and this is going to be more popped up, but that's okay. That's what I want. Just like that. Okay. That's what we have so far. Then I have these three. These are the detailed little leaves, and I'm going to put the yellow side to match here on. And I'm just going to, actually, I think I'm going to use my glue, my liquid glue, and just do a, woo, that is coming out probably where I, let's do that. So right here, oops, see, it's, when I dropped it, it's like all at the top. Darn. Okay, we're going to try this again, and before it gets a whole bunch everywhere, I'm just going to do some dots because it's coming out by itself. The glue. Okay. Hope you guys are following my crazies here. All right, so we're just going to take a leaf, and I'm going to put one of the leaves right here and just make a mess with the glue. Darn it. It came out too much. I usually can do this pretty good without getting it everywhere. Not this time. All right, this one will kind of go here. And last but not least, I'm going to wipe some of this off, or dab it off. There we go. Just like that. And put my other leaf like that. Well, I can tell you this, that my original did not have glue everywhere like I've got it right now. Oh, so funny. Hi, Ruth. Welcome. Thanks for being here. All right, so that's what we have so far. This car is full of dimension. I don't know how easy you can see on the screen here, but it's nice to have interest in your card, right? Now this one I am going to be using pecan pie to match with the tree. Just getting this sticky out of the way. And so we have pecan pie, and we're going to use this as a birthday card. I'm going to take my gluey piece and put that over there. I have pre-cut, and this is from, I believe, the not Stylish Shapes. Let me see which one this is. This is from, that die is from, where are you? I don't know. It's not here. Oh, I tell you, I don't know where my dies are. I think it's from Stylish Shapes. This rectangle. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's what we're using. Oh, I feel like I've never stamped before. I feel like I've never done a live before. I feel like I'm making all kinds of fun bloopers. So, happy birthday is just going to stamp right here in the middle in pecan pie. Okay. And let's just go ahead and clean this. Just like that. The wind sounds like it's starting to pick up over here around our house, so hopefully I will not lose power. We didn't lose it yesterday, and it was crazy. Okay, remember I said that I cut off this extra piece to make this 5.5, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to use some of this glue because it just wants to come out without me even squeezing it or anything. So I'm going to use that so it will start going down a little bit. This is going to go on the inside of the card, so let me just put that down. and it goes from edge to edge because it's the whole front of the card, so it's going to go edge to edge. Just like that. Okay. And then here's what we have. Now, this, the reason that I did this a little wider is to hold this on here better. And so what we're going to do, I mean, you could come all the way over, you could make it in the middle. I'm going to do kind of a happy medium here. I'm only going to put dimensionals on this side because this is flat here. So I'm going to put my finger kind of where I need adhesive. And so adhesive kind of goes right there. Oh, I knew I would do that. Get it on my foam mat. I need dimensionals on this side, so I'm going to grab a couple of those. And here and here. And our card is done. So let's see. Let's go right here. Bring this up to there. Yep. Just like that. And our card is done. Just like that. And then you have this awesome envelope. Now the card's a little smaller than the envelope when I did it this way. If you bought the cards and envelopes, you could keep it the large size. You just have a little more blue space around it being bigger. But I chose to cut the card in half and do that for my team projects. So there's card number 2. All right. Now card number 3 is a little technique. I am going to, now let's just say this, what can I say? We are not selling the markers anymore, but probably many of you have them. Thank you. Madnix were right in front of me. Oh yeah. 14 hours. Nancy said they lost power for 14 hours. Yuck. Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear you lost some trim. That stinks. So, if you have markers, you can use markers. If you have Stampin' Spots, you can use Stampin' Spots. I'm going to go ahead and use the Stampin' Spots because those are items that we still will continue to have. If for some reason you want to use this and teach a class, you can use your ink spots. Whether you have them already pre-purchased in the, from, let's say, a kit, or you had them from before, whatever the case may be. But I have the Stampin' Spots here that I'm going to use. Okay. But you can do this with Stampin' Spots. That's what I'm getting at. So, how did I do this? I took my old olive. And first of all, I'm going to bring this up a little bit so I can see where I'm going. And I'm just going to put some old olive in here. And you can see everything's not inked up. I just have some, I just have it kind of in here. Okay? And then next, I'm going to take my garden green. And I'm just going to try to fill in. Now, if you're using ink spots and you're doing a technique, you will want to make sure that you use your lighter color first and then your darker color, okay? So I'm just going to try to fill in and just take the edges of my Stampin' Spot and come around and ink this up completely. This way I get a variation in my color, so it's not all one color. Come in here, I got a little bit of green down here, so I'm just going to do that on those. And let's see what else. Just trying to make sure that I got enough ink all the way around. Okay, it looks kind of funky, but you'll understand here shortly. Okay, so that spot's going to go there, and that spot's going to go here. Early espresso. I'm going to take this one, and again, you can see that. There are, we had spots where you could purchase them years back, or there are some that you can purchase in the catalog now, or you can buy empty ones and use refills and create your own. What I'm doing next is taking Early Espresso, and you see I have a tree trunk in here. So I'm just going to make sure that I have my tree trunk inked up. I am going to bring the corner of this little dot, my Stampin' spot, up into the branches that I can see here. Just side to side. And we're going to stamp this on our designer paper. I did not pull in the, I didn't tell you the measurements of the designer paper. I will. Okay, I think I've got ink everywhere. And let's pull this out. Get all my papers out here. I have to find the, here it is. This is what we're going to stamp on. This is one of the papers that's in the mixed up patterns. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and stamp this tree. Now it's not marker, so you don't have to huff on it, but it's been sitting for a minute. You can still see it's wet. You can see how it's wet there. I'm going to go ahead and just stamp this down towards the bottom like that. I'm just going to push it so I get good color. Okay, now it does not look very dark at the moment, but you can see it's there, right? Okay, so let me share how I made my tree kind of pop. I'm going to clean this stamp. One technique is you could take your blender pen and you could use that. Since you used a blender pen on the other project, you have that. If you're teaching a class like this, you could use that. I'm going to actually use some balmy blue, and I'm gonna do some blending around my tree, and that is actually going to give me it's going to define my tree a little more. Okay, so blending brushes, we have these in the catalog. When we stamp, we always tend to go right in the middle. You can see how it's a little bit lighter in the middle on my pad. So I'm just going to swipe on the edges and get some of the blue, and I'm going to start blending at the top of this tree so it looks more like sky. And I'm hoping you can see this tree pop out more as I'm blending this around the leaves. Okay, it's really gonna just cause it to pop out just a little more, I think. Okay, can you see that? It's defined just a little bit more by putting the blue at the top of the tree. And then now I actually have a green blender brush, and we are going to go back to some garden green, and again, just take your brush, swipe it across your ink, a little more there, and I'm going to bring some green from the bottom up, and then you can see how that just pulls in. And I'm going to take this green and maybe just go over my leaves a little bit. All right, there we are. Can you see the tree now? It's just a way to create a little more depth and then using your ink spots. So I wanted to share that. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. So sizes of our images. Designer paper is 2.5 by 4. That's what I use to stamp the tree. I have a piece of Early Espresso, which is, this one is 3 5/8 by 4 3/4. I'm sure it could be 3 3/4 too, whichever. And then I have a piece of the designer paper that's the old olive. It's got the pretty bubble bath on the other side. This one is 2 1/4 by 4. And we're going to make another layout. Remember, and this is a basic 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So what we're going to do is we're going to, this card's going to go like this. I have, this is embossed with the, it's the tree bark that's in the main catalog, that embossing 3D embossing folder. So this goes down first, and I'm going to lay it down so that I have the indentations are underneath, and this popping outside is on the top. So this card right here, this layout, this is a really good layout to use, whether you use this stamp set or something else. Next, we're going to take this green. I want the green on the front, and that is going to just layer with just about, what is that, about a quarter of an inch on the left, and a little bit of white at the top and the bottom. Okay, there, take that so you can see better. And then next, we're going to take our image that we've done, or stamped on our designer paper, and that is just going to go right here, so that I have a little bit of the brown showing. Okay. And then, oh, here we go. I'm looking for my little piece of paper here, and I have this strip right here. We're going to stamp, this is thank you. This is part of the same stamp set. I'm using this one right here. So if you're new jumping on here, it's the Loveliest Tree and Early Espresso. And take that to the image, since it's a little guy. Thank you. All right, like that. And we have one more card left. We're almost done with this one. Now, you could cut this with your trimmer if you wanted to. I'm just going to grab my scissors over here, and I'm just going to cut this off about equal amount on this other side and just do a straight cut the best I can. Boom. There we go. No sense in grabbing the whole big cutter out here, right? We are going to pop this up, so I need dimensionals. Okay. Now, I hope that you'll stick with me. I'm going to show you my cards for the blessing box for this month. And this is going to come up just on the designer paper, just like that. And there is card number 3. Okay. All right. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and put this, this is designer paper. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put this on the envelope. Now you will notice that this flap is a little smaller because this is not a Stampin' Up! Envelope. Okay, I can't. I provide envelopes for all of my classes, and these are the ones that I can afford to, with the cost that went up, instead of raising the cost of my classes too much, postage went up, everything went up. I decided, you know what, I can save a little money and not increase my price by using these envelopes. So there you have a little smaller flap, and this is what if you're gonna you know, put some designer paper to make this pretty cool looking, that's what I did. And there's the envelope, and here is the card. Okay, card number 3. All right, so the last card, you guys know me, I can't do something, I love flowers, and so yes, the last card is a flower card. So let me grab all of that I need right here. And there's floral in the paper pack. So of course we need to do a flower card. So there's that. And I've done a little die cutting here. So let me, and fussy cutting. Now, this is one of the papers that is in the packet. We use this on our monochromatic Secret Sea. Well, this one has some little circle flowers in it. So I pre-cut 3 of those. We are using strawberry slush ribbon. We are doing the rectangles that are on the last chance list, the dies, texture note rectangles. And I've used this one that has, I feel like you can't see the texture. Anyway, this is the smaller rectangle. And then I've pre-cut those 3 little circles, like I said. I have die cut 3 of those little leaves that we used on the other project. These are in balmy blue because this is balmy blue and white. This is going to get mounted onto our strawberry slush. This is an easy card. You just have to fussy cut your little flowers. So this is going to get mounted onto strawberry slush, and this is, give you the measurements if you want to redo this card or the layout. It is 4 by 5 1/4 strawberry slush, which means 3 3/4 by 5 on the designer paper. Now next we're going to put the put the ribbon on. Okay, so that is going to go here, about right there. And there. Now you could take, what do I want to say? Scotch tape, and you can use that and tape this down. But this is going to actually go on the front of our card, so I use the adhesive here. And let's do that. And put this on the front of our card. And this is, again, just a basic white base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at, oh geez, that's a little crooked, isn't it? Darn. Let's see if I can shift it up a little. Okay. We'll make it work so it doesn't look too crooked. Okay? Yeah, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment here, and the sentiment we're using is congratulations, because I thought it's just a pretty flower card. It could be for anything fun, a shower, a birthday, whatever, but I'm using strawberry slush. The key here is if you're going to remake this with this exact way, you are going to make sure that you stamp your congratulations down towards the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to the right, to the left a little bit, get my head down here a little, like that. Stamp my congratulations down, not in the middle of my rectangle, and that's because I'm going to put these flowers on the front here. So let me grab the other things that I need over here on the side. Okay, let me wash this off so I don't get pink all over me. There. Now we are going to pop this up. The congratulations is going to kind of go right there. I'm going to go ahead and do that since I've already got my stamping done. And here's my dimensionals. Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, we all, you know, dimensional. Masculine cards seem to always be a challenge for us. And, you know, we got to have those too, I guess. Can't just do everything in flowers like I would like. All right, so here we go. This is just going to go right here. I'm going to see if I can't pull this up a little bit. Just like that. Over to the right, just a tad. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a couple of these, take 2 of my roses or whatever they are here, and I'm going to put, I guess I can come over this way a little more. So what am I going to do? I'm going to just take my adhesive this time instead of trying getting glue everywhere. So I'm going to put this little leaf. Oh, let's see. Let's kind of come right over here. And this other one, let's get the bottom part of that. Let's see. I want to cover these up, but I'm just placing my flowers kind of like that. And how do I want to do this? Get this over here. I want this one to come down a little bit like that. Okie dokie. And I think we'll put one of these flat, one of these circle flowers that I've cut out. We'll put that one like right here. And then I'm going to pop this one up. I think I can use a regular dimensional. It's kind of that big. So let's see. Yep, it fits perfect. And then this one will just kind of go right on there, give us some dimension. Super easy. Now I do have an extra leaf, and so I'm just going to do the same thing on the inside of the card. Just put a leaf, and of course this is going to go flat because it's the inside of the card. There. So here's what we have, right? And last but not least, we have these strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems. I believe they're on the last chance list, so if you love pink, you need to make sure you grab these. I'm gonna grab, there's some lighter ones and here's some darker ones. So I'm gonna get some of the darker ones out here. Oh, there's light ones on here too. So I'm gonna put this one back in my little baggie. Come on. Boy, there we go. Okay. Now, let's grab take your pick tool, favorite tool in the world. And I'm just gonna place some of these gems around. Let's take a look here. Usually I use like 3 or something like that. I'm gonna take a lighter color one and put that on the white here. Let's get the darker, and there's a big flower here, so I'm gonna put that there. Here is a smaller one. What should we do? Right there's a smaller flower, so I'm just going to put it in the center of that flower. Let's grab another big one here. And where should we go? Down here? I think we'll go down here. Another small one. How about right over there? And just gives it a little more bling on the card. So that is our card number 4. How'd I do? It's only 8:03, you guys. I did pretty good. Oh wait, we've got to put this on our envelope. I love the designer paper now on these envelopes. I just think it is such a wow. 1 second here. Let me get this over here. And again, we want this to match, so let's just go ahead and I'm going to put adhesive right on the edge. You just want to make sure that you're right up to your score line when you do this. And I don't think I got quite there. And then on the edge, because you don't want it to lift up in the mail, you want it to be really secure around the edges. So let's get this right there. Least amount of cutting you have to do. That's why I'm getting it right to the edge there. And let's cut this off and look how wow it looks. Love, love, love. Okay. This is when I'm right-handed, I get stuck with the when I have a long piece like this. And there we go. I didn't get right to the edge. Did I? Yeah, you did. Okay. All right, so there we go. Got that. So here is our fourth card. Cute, right? All right, so let me pull all the cards in here, and then I'm going to show you the cards for the blessing box. My blessing box is my monthly club, and I am using a cute set that is in the new, that just released in the online exclusives. Let me just get these things out of the way so I can show you all the cards. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. All right, grab all these. So there is, see if I can get them all in the camera here. And then here is this one. I'm gonna try, see if I can do it. Oh, I think I can. And then the last one here with our stamped envelope. Now you could use designer paper there too if you want. But there's what we have. That's our cards for tonight. Which one was your favorite? I always want to know. So what did we do? We did 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? I think it was. I think that's how I did them. See what you think. Which one is your favorite? Are you guys all okay? I'm just looking to see. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. You guys tell me which one you think is your favorite. I'm going to pull in the samples for this monthly club. Nancy likes number 1 the best. I love these colors are really good. Ruth says she likes number 3, which is this one. Okay. Bobby likes number 1. Nice. Good. All right, you guys, let me pull these out of the way, and I'm going to share with you my samples, the cards for, now this blessing box, you do have to have your own stamps and dies. This is Scallop Wishes. Trying to get the glare off of there. Scalloped Wishes. Thank you, Diana. Number 1 is your favorite. Oh, looks like number 1 monochromatic is a hit. So I have been putting my dies in the same envelope. I just put them in the back side or the front side. But Scallop Wishes is what I'm using. I'm pairing this with the Gallery Blooms designer paper. Okay? Gallery Bloomers. Yes? I'm on my live. Okay. Bill's trying to catch me on the on the Alexa. He forgot I was still on my live, you guys. Alexa, cancel. That's our intercom here. I'm downstairs, he's upstairs. All right, so here's the first card, and this is using Gallery Blooms. So cool. Okay. Next, got a fun fold here. There we go. And then envelope. And then this pretty one is using, again, this is using Gallery Blooms designer paper and the Scallop Wishes bundle. Okay. And then I love this one. It's my creativity coming out, girls. See what you think. Look at this. I love it. This is using the dies. Okay? So that is card number 4. So, if you are interested, just let me know. Use text instead of Alexa, Nancy. He doesn't text too much, so the Alexa works pretty well when we're doing our thing in separate spots. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. Let me go ahead and turn the camera so I can click to my face here, if I can find it. There we go. So. Yeah, thanks for being here this evening, and I hope that you guys will have a fabulous week. I appreciate you being here and watching what we have to share, and commenting, letting me know what you like, what your thoughts are. You guys have a wonderful week, and if you say a prayer for Bill, hopefully everything will go well tomorrow. We'll see. They said that if they did do a stent, he would have to stay overnight, so he might have to stay overnight. We'll see what happens. So, all right. Blessings to you all. Thank you so much for being here. And if you need anything, if you need to purchase, I'm here. Please let me know. Reach out. My website is listed on the description, but you can always text and let me know. Thanks so much, Nancy and everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you. Blessings. Bye-bye.